Merry meet! It's I, Rowan Ravenwolf, and thanks for joining me today for Elements and Magic. If you like this video, that helps me know to do more videos like this, but don't forget to subscribe. That way, more subscribers means more content for you. Hello, hello. So I'm very excited today. I'm going to talk about elements and magic, and this is just an extremely high overview of elements and magic. I teach a lot of different classes on elements and magic, and I thought I should really do this. So this month, actually, if you are a member of my Patreon, on Thursday night, the 8th of June, so June 8th, 2024, I will be teaching how to incorporate the elements in magic and given 4 spells. So you'll get 4 spells, one for each: fire, water, earth, and air. I also, this month, am teaching you how to balance yourself with the elements based on your astrological natal chart. So if you are in total transformation, you're going to get that class, and that's going to be just an amazing class. And total transformation is a Patreon exclusive. It's a higher membership level. You get, actually, this month you get 7 classes, but you typically get 6 classes a month in that particular level. But I wanted to just kind of throw out elements. Um, it's something that sometimes we forget to work with. Sorry, she was moved a little. It's something that we occasionally like forget to work with, and it's really important for us to work with the elements in our magic craft. So the first thing I wanted to bring up, and I go into a lot more detail in this, actually, even just in rituals. So if you want to find my rituals, go to where it says classes and hit Eventbrite because I have rituals posted there. But we're going to go back. I don't want to digress too much. So there are the 5 elements. We've got fire, water, earth, air, and spirit. And spirit is just like, it's that big one. It just ties a bow and connects everything together. When we are actually doing rituals and ceremonies, we do need to call on the elements. You'll hear them as the guardians of the watchtowers. Boy, I'm blanking on all the other names, but you'll hear a lot of other names. It really does depend on the practitioner. So when I first started, I started as a solitary practitioner, and I had my teachers were picking up books. Thank goodness there were lots of books out there. But I'm reading like Scott Cunningham and Sky Alexander and Devin Hunter, and I'm like reading all these books and I'm pulling them out, and I'm like, okay, wait, so and so said east was water, and so so said east was air. And I was getting so confused. I was like, what do I use? So when we're calling on the elements in our practice, we want to make sure that we're doing what resonates with us. So I follow traditional witchcraft. So I have my specific. So for me, my personal practice, my element of east is fire, my element of south is earth, my element of west is water, and my element of north is air. So that's how I do it. But again, there are 16 different ways. And I have been to rituals with lots of different people, and there's not many rituals where the elements are called the same. So, a couple people who practice the same way I do when I do their rituals, it's just second nature. But when I go to other people's rituals, a lot of times, like they're, you know, east might be air, east might be fire, east might be water, and east might be earth. So, it really does vary. So, what I say to that is like, that's like the biggest question I get. And it was the same confusion that I had. Do what resonates with you and do what you remember. So when we don't remember the elements and you're on the fly doing, like, you're like, you know what, I'm just going to right here, right now, I'm going to just do a spell. I've done that. I've done like a ritual in the middle of a forest. Like I've been walking and I'm like, you know what, I need to like connect to the earth here or whatever. So if you're on the fly, do what connects with you. You will start to get into a habit where you'll know. So that's one thing I wanted to kind of touch on very briefly with the elements is how do you call them? so, so the next thing I wanted to touch on is I wanted to touch on just very briefly with one word what each element brings to us. So fire is our passion. Passion is so important. This is what drives you. So fire is passion. And so sometimes like if you're not feeling enough fire in your life, like you're just like, I have no passion for my job. I have no passion to get my art done. I have no passion for this. Guess what? Work with a little bit of fire. Then you're going to bring that passion right back into your life. So earth is grounding. Like, oh, earth is so important. I have to ground myself quite frequently. I find myself sometimes I like let a little too much air in or a little too much fire. Oops, my water bottle over, getting a little frisky there. so I have to see. I've got like passion going because I just brought up fire. So now I have to like ground myself. And so earth is very grounding. So it's a good way to just ground ourselves so we're not like all over the place. Like I was like a perfect example of why a person needs grounding. I'm going to need to go meditate or hug a tree after this. So now I'm going to kind of talk about water. So water is so important. This helps keep our emotions in check. And I'm going to expand a teeny bit longer on water probably than the other ones. So if you are an empath, and if you're watching this and you practice metaphysics, you probably are an empath or have a cleric gift. Water you'll find is really important. Our emotions get out of check a lot when we're empaths because we pick up other people's energy. And if you've ever noticed when you've got any kind of weird energy, or you're like, I'm not sure what this is. Oh my gosh, I was so happy this morning. Now I'm feeling frustrated, or I was so happy. Now I'm feeling this, fill in the blank, or I was feeling this. Now I'm feeling this. Sometimes we need to like put ourselves in water or drink a lot of water in order to help balance those emotions. So water is our emotions. And then finally, air. So air is communication. And this is something that we probably all in our lifetimes have needed to work on it. And so air is great. Add air when you need to boost your communication. So I've kind of like brought up, I guess I should like bring up ways to boost that because you're probably like, how do I boost this? So I gave you one for water. So since we just finished with air, one really great thing for air is to actually just go stand outside in the wind. Like, so if it's windy, go stand in the wind. It will help you so much. But my favorite is listening to music. Music is a really great way to bring extra air into your life. And so that's a fabulous way. So I did kind of bring up with grounding, ways to ground. So my favorite ways to ground are gardening, hugging a tree, and meditating outside. And when I meditate outside, I take my shoes off and I literally sit on the ground. I try not to like put something between me and the ground, like a blanket or whatnot. Right now, not going to happen. I'm in the Midwest. We have cicadas all over. So I've actually brought some in the house with me because they'll like get stuck on your clothes. So it's a lot of fun because it's an unusual time. So, but grounding is sitting on the ground. And actually, talking about cicadas, cicadas live in the ground. So you have the annual cicadas, they live in the ground. So they live in the ground and they come out every year. And then you have the 17-year cicadas, they come out, they're mating, they're laying their eggs. Those eggs are going to go down in the ground. They're going to hibernate for 17 years and then they're going to come out. These guys are down in the ground. They have to burrow out and then they leave their little shell and they fly around and have a party. So we have so for those that are enjoying the cicadas are this year you have the regulars, the annuals, you have the 13-year and the 17-year. Now, not all areas are going to have all three. Some may only have two. And some places actually, I have a friend who was just telling me like they have cicadas, but they don't have the 17 or the 13-year. They only have the annuals right now. which is probably nice for them because they're all over. So, cicadas can be very grounding because they're deep, deep in the earth, but they also have wings. So they have a little bit of the air element too. So, kind of, I guess it's a tricky little insect. And then fire. Fire is passion. This is candle lighting or sitting by a bonfire. I mean, it's super, super easy. Keep in mind, you can actually have a tea for any of the elements. It's going to boost you a little bit more if it's water because you're drinking water, but find the herbs that coordinate with the element and you can make a nice tea blend, and that actually can help you balance out any of the herbs. So, this was just a really quick, brief overview on the elements and magic. If you want more information, I am teaching a class on June 8th, Elemental Magic. It's going to be a really fun class. This should post before that, so you should have plenty of time to register and take class. You can also go to Patreon because Patreon actually will have that class as a video post, so you'll be able to watch that video at any time. And if you join the Total Transformation, you're going to get a lot more on elements. So, brief overview on elements. If you like this video, that will help me know that you want to learn more about elements, and maybe I'll just do a whole video on each element. But don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing helps me know that you like these videos and that you want to learn more. Click notify and you'll know when a video has posted. Thank you so much. Blessed be and namaste.